everybody.
So what are we doing today?
So we're making a phone call
So what phone call?
to the Cherokee Nation to find out what we need to file on Cherokee Nation.
For what?
For citizenship? Is that what it's called?
I don't think it's citizenship. I think it's enrollment on the listeners.
No.
So,
We gotta see what we need.
see, if you don't know what we're talking about, so we're starting a new series called Family Roots. And today we're putting in a phone call because if you have enough bloodline in you, you can be registered with the Cherokee Nation. And we believe my dad qualifies for that bloodline, so we're going to make a phone call. We won't be recording that phone call, or it's illegal to record somebody without their permission. And we just don't want to go through the hassle of trying to get people's permission while we're on the phone with them to record.
Yeah.
So we're going to make that phone call to find out what needs to be done and all that, and to see the requirements and all that. And
Not taking your tongue out of people.
and every, just the steps and the getting him registered with them. So yeah, after we make the phone call, we would check back in, and if for some reason my calculation is not quite right on where the percentage ends, if it ends with his mom, we're going to try to see if somehow they can send us some type of paperwork stating that he did have an ancestor, which we know he did.
Yeah.
We found it through my research. I mean, we actually have the paper stating that the guy was full-blooded Cherokee, and we know where he lived on the reservation and all that, but they have to do their own research and search their roads, for their own proof, which I understand. But we want to see if the percentage of bloodline ended with his mom, if they won't send us some type of documentation, like a letter or something, stating that yes, this guy was on the road and that, he was in our bloodline. So we're fixing to make that phone call. We will check back in with you and let you know how that went. So we'll see y'all in a little bit. Say bye-bye for now.
Hey everybody.
Hey, we're back.
Jeez, we're back. Where we go somewhere?
Here we go. I don't know. Okay. So we made the phone call. The Eastern Band of the Cherokee Nation Enrollment Office. We talked to them, and we found out what all we needed to do. They're going to send us a piece of paper to fill out for them to search their row, what they call the Baker row. And if they find the ancestor name on there, then we will go from there. We did, ask them, was there an age limit on registering somebody with them, and they told us that there wasn't no more. That at one time there was, but they lifted that. They did tell us, that what all was required, we did have to have a direct linkage to an ancestor that was on the Baker's Road. That the person we was trying to register had to be 1/16 Cherokee, and they determined that by the person we was registering, how far back the person was from that person. And once they found the person on the road and determined that it was part of our ancestor, then we would go from there, and the next step would be to actually fill out the application package to actually get the person on the enrollment for the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Nation, because there is two different bands of the Cherokee Nation. You have the Eastern Band and the Western Band, which the Western Band is the ones in Oklahoma. So right now we're waiting on the piece of paper to fill out to give them, for them to search their roll. Then after that, I guess they will either contact us or send us a piece of paper in the mail letting us know that they did or didn't find the person on there, and if they did, they will tell us, send us the information packet to fill out to actually get for us to register my dad on there, which we have told my dad that we did find the ancestor, but we have not informed him that we are actually going forward and registered and trying to get him registered with the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Nation. And if we do actually are able to accomplish it, it's going to be like a little surprise to him, because it's something he always wanted, was to have one of his family members register with him, just to have that linkage tied to that part of his family. And at one point there was an age limit on it, and the age limit was you had to register them by the time they was 2. So we missed out with by the time we found out about it, when we first started doing this, our oldest kid was already past that cutoff. So now we are able to actually get him registered. So that's going to be a surprise to him to have his name on the enrollment of the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians. So yeah, so right now we're waiting on the paperwork to fill out for them to search the rolls. Then to get that back, to actually fill out the enrollment package itself. So the next step is, and on this part of the journey, is filling out the search piece of paper for the Baker's Road. And when we get that, we will film, us getting it, filling it out, and sending it back to them, and waiting on the response. So, I don't know how long it would take for them to get it to us. Usually I know on the website it says, usually when they're sending you information or papers, it can take up to 6 to 8 weeks. So in between time, there will be, more videos in this series and of different things. So right now on this part of our journey of getting my dad registered with the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Nation, we're waiting on the first part of the paperwork to get here. So until that gets here and we can start that process, we will see you with the next video in this series, and catch you with another video sometime this week of who knows what. Tell them bye-bye, Grace.
Grace, say bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Say mwah.